Alright, what's going on? Just recently, America's Got Talent, the champions, came to an end. And what a train wreck it was. Now, okay, it's not quite that bad, especially for the mainstream audience. I'm sure they didn't have nearly as much of a problem with it because, I mean, it was still entertaining. There's still a lot of great talent there, and it was definitely entertaining, which is the most important part of America's Got Talent, showcasing talent in some way. But, of course, the format was a mess. Their way of presenting the show was a mess, and the ultimate, even the finale, was a bit of a mess. Now, I want to go into that a little bit, not too much. Okay, so I already talked about America's Got Talent and why the format of the champions was not good, and you can check out that video. It's on my channel. The format was just not good. The 50 states thing, very shady. No real answers there, and even in the end, where I was thinking that, maybe at least America will vote on who the ultimate winner is. No, that was still the 50 states deciding it. So this was very much almost like a special, an AGT special, and not really AGT, because, there's no an input from America. So it's not actually like what the show is meant to be, which is a voting talent competition. It's like this weird propaganda. 50 states representatives have been voting, and just trust us on this one. We're not going to show you. They're behind the scenes voting on these people going through, and take our word for it. Okay. And trust us, they're super fans, okay? For representatives from all 50 states. What? How? And I need more answers than that. But aside from the format itself, it was kind of a mess, and I think the ultimate outcome was good. Like the fact that I was actually pulling for Shin Lim just for the fact that it would be funny to have someone win 2 seasons in a row, and then he can just walk away from this and be like, all right, I'm the undisputed champion, even though it's a BS BS America 50 states voting for this season. It's like, all right, I'm a 2-time AGT winner, perfect record, I'm a legend. Which is interesting because Shin Lim on Twitter doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he won his first season. Like, he hasn't tweeted since September 2018, and he was still talking about the semifinals at that point. So it was very weird. You think he would be pushing that? Like, I know he's done other competitions and everything, but you think he'd be putting in his bio now, AGT and AGT the champion. It's just amazing because it ended up being the 2 previous winners, most recent winners. Shin Lim and Darcy Lin being the final 2, and it would have been the messiest cherry on top if Darcy Lin had won, because she was actually a wild card. Her and John Dornbos are just arbitrarily wild cards for this arbitrarily voted on season. So it would have been funny if Darcy Lin won, because she was one of the very few finalists that didn't actually make it through her first round. That being said, the finale was also a mess because not every finalist performed, and not only that, but they brought back people that were on this season that already lost, and they still got to perform again. It was like, what are you doing? They should not have sold this as we're going to decide the ultimate winner of all winners, or we're going to give these people redemption. They should not have sold it as that if they weren't going to let people actually vote and have it be a fair, normal season. They should have sold it as, here's a special thing. We got Terry Crews as a host. It's going to be just getting to see previous winners and previous talent perform again, and maybe not have act like they were voted on and stuff like this. Just very shady how they handled the whole thing. Ultimately, what we can take away from this is Terry Crews as the new host, which is a step in a positive direction, I think, because Tyra was genuinely horrible as a host. It's hard to dispute that. She was just not good, especially following up Nick Cannon. Never wanted to lose Nick Cannon, but if we had to, Terry Crews is a good replacement. He's got the same great energy, and he seems into the talent and also willing to participate in the goofy stuff that people want to pull him on stage for, so he's perfect for that respect. Well, also going into the new season, we're going to be having 2 new female judges replacing Heidi and Mel B, which, my family was kind of annoyed by that decision because they liked the 2 women, but I'm kind of down for it. I think change is always fun with these things. I think the voice kind of had the right idea with switching their coaches every season for the most part. And I also think that Mel B and Heidi contribute the least to the actual judging. Heidi never really has much of value to say. And Mel B is very one note, repeating like, what just happened? That was off the chain. Things like that. So I think she kind of overstayed her welcome in that regard, as harsh as it sounds. I don't know anything about the two new female judges, really, but I'm excited to see some new blood and at least try something new out like this. And Terry Crews is definitely a good change. So there'll be some changes. I'm glad they kept Howie on board just because he's, the one long-standing member of the judges panel. But yeah, AGT the champions didn't quite hit the mark for me. Some great talent, of course, but just very whack. It's whack. Okay? Thanks for watching. I love you. That's it.